Hey, little lady, you want to go over your diagnosis? Okay, let's take a look at your little diagnosis here. All right. First, under history, when she was first born, we took them all in to, have them checked, and she was characterized with a heart murmur on 5 of 22, and was reportedly asymptomatic. So the echocardiogram was requested. And this is the canine echocardiography report. So that was the history. The physical exam findings, this is not without the echocardiogram, this is previously. Lavender is bar. It means bright, alert, and responsive. Okay. Her mucous membranes are pink. That means that there's good blood flow. And she was diagnosed with a grade 4/6 systolic murmur. We were not informed at the time as to the severity of anything above a grade 4 systolic murmur, but all the same, PMI here means point of maximal intensity, with the PMI over the left cardiac base. That's kind of like underneath the heart, on the lower bottom sort of side. That's kind of the point of where the murmur was originating from. Cardiac rhythm and rate are normal. Pulses are strong and synchronous. Respiratory rate and effort are normal. There are no abnormal pulmonary sounds. Nothing else significant is found. So, now we move on to echocardiographic findings. Overall, cardiac appearance is abnormal. A severe right ventricular hypertrophy, I'm not sure exactly how to say that, which basically means the enlargement of the right ventricle due to excessive pressure overload, is present. Close inspection of the pulmonary valve reveals an abnormal tethered appearance to the leaflets. Those are the right leaflets that open and close as the heart pumps in the ventricle, right ventricle. So with narrowing and turbulence present, that just basically means that there's a back rush, a back jet of high pressure, coming back through the valve when it's supposed to go the other way. Measuring 6.3 millimeters at hinge points. The pulmonic velocity is severely increased, 6.93 meters per second, with a pressure gradient of 192 millimeter mercury. 80 mm mercury is typical. Anything over that is considered severe. So she's went quite a bit over there. The right atrium is enlarged, which means the muscles of the right atrium have overcompensated for the loss of forward flowing pressure from the valve. So yeah, the right atrium has become enlarged, and that's typically where heart failure, as far as I understand, where heart failure occurs, because of the enlargement of the muscles and just just fatigues the heart. There is trivial tricuspid regurgitation documented with color flow mapping. You can kind of look this up on YouTube, but basically what it shows is they use a color gradient mapping to show where the high pressure systems are within the blood flow within the heart. And so I'm not sure where they called it trivial, given the insane pressure gradient and just the whole thing. It doesn't seem trivial to me, but trivial regurgitation, meaning that there's a backflow. Let's see, left atrial pressure is less than 15 millimeter mercury. There's no evidence of epicardial effusion of neoplasia. I haven't had a chance to look that up, but no other congenital defects or abnormalities are found. So, I mean, this little cutie. God, I feel so terrible about this. Brief imaging of the liver documents moderate hepatic venous distension. This is basically because of the increased blood pressure, the veins feeding into the liver are also enlarged, which can apparently cause quite a few problems. So the diagnosis here is pulmonic stenosis severe with marked right-sided remodeling. That's the enlargement of the right atrium muscle, like the musculature of the right atrium. And 2, moderate hepatic venous distension. So now I've kind of put little tags over the doctor's name in the hospital, right, the clinic, because we've got a bit of a problem with a particular clinic that basically did this to Lavender's brother. Jeez, man, it still hurts. It's over 3 weeks now, and it still just absolutely hurts. My little buddy. We all miss him so much. Luckily, the echocardiogram was performed by a sort of a but they kind of move between clinics. So the echocardiogram wasn't performed by the actual clinic that we were originally going to. So from other vets I've talked to, these guys are pretty solid and they know what they're doing. Oops. Let's make sure that doesn't come off. I don't want to make the legal matters any worse than they need to be. But yeah, so the recommendation is to get her into, basically two options: a balloon valvuloplasty, where they put a balloon up through the artery or the vein. I can't remember, and they kind of force the valve open, kind of spread it open so that it opens fully after that, and so you don't have that back jet of pressure. The echocardiologist recommended a balloon valvuloplasty, but after contacting the cardiologist, they recommend a stent. Or that's not true. They said either a balloon valvuloplasty or a stent to just go in there and hold things open. So that's this little sweetie's. That's what's going on, huh? We're gonna get you figured out, honey. We're gonna get you figured out. I promise. We're gonna get this all figured out. I love you, cutie. I love you. You're such a sweetie. You're such a sweetheart. So that's the gig. Kind of a lot to take in, but yeah. We're gonna do everything that we can. Take care.